let's get right into it. What if I told you that nearly half of the entire tech services industry could just disappear in the next few years? That's not me saying it. It's the key takeaway from a bombshell report by Bain Company that is sending absolute shockwaves through the sector. And in this explainer, we're going to unpack what this really means for you.
So here it is, the number that's got everyone talking. Bain is projecting that tech services firms who fail to get on the AI train are going to lose 45 to 50% of their entire enterprise value. Just let that sink in for a second. This isn't a small dip or a minor correction. We are talking about a potential collapse for anyone who doesn't adapt, and fast.
You do the math, and that's a potential $45 billion hole blown in the side of the industry. But here's the twist, and you got to pay attention to this. This exact same crisis is creating what might be the single biggest opportunity in the history of modern consulting. So the real question isn't just about survival. It's about who is going to step up and totally own this moment. Now, to really understand the opportunity, you first have to understand the threat. So let's break down exactly why this is happening. Where are all the weak spots? Well, it all boils down to the fact that the old business model is, frankly, falling apart. Let's get into the specifics. Bain's research shows that AI could wipe out up to 30% of the revenue streams that these companies rely on. And why? Well, it's pretty simple. Clients are looking at their invoices and saying, wait a minute, why are we paying top dollar for work that a sophisticated AI can now do in minutes, sometimes even seconds? The whole value game has changed. And make no mistake, this is not a slow burn. It's happening at lightning speed. The days of billing for time on stuff like basic code cleanup or system monitoring, they are numbered. Clients now demand results and real efficiency, not just a timesheet full of billable hours. And if you think this is all just some future prediction, you are not paying attention. The giants are already making huge moves. McKinsey's got thousands of AI agents working alongside their consultants. Accenture is literally rebuilding its entire company around AI. And since just 2023, we've seen over 100 major AI partnerships and acquisitions. The race has already started. But on the flip side of all this risk, there is a massive reward. For the companies that get this right, the prize is huge. Bain figures a successful AI transformation can unlock 200 to 300 basis points of margin improvement. You know, that's the kind of difference that separates the companies that barely hang on from the ones who will absolutely dominate this new landscape. So you're probably asking, what does this transformation actually look like? Well, it's not as simple as just buying a new piece of software. Bain actually lays out a super clear 8-point blueprint. 8 things every single tech services firm has to do if they want to survive. Let's run through them real quick. It starts with completely rethinking how you charge and how you work, shifting to value-based pricing and embedding AI everywhere. Then, it's about your people. You have to rebuild your talent model and your sales teams for this new world. After that, you've got to upgrade your engine, right? Modernize your infrastructure and create brand new AI-native services. And finally, it's about smart growth and governance, buying or partnering for the right skills and building this stuff responsibly. But here's the thing, knowing this list is easy. Actually doing it is the real challenge. And that gap, right there, that's where the opportunity is. And that brings us to the most important part of this whole discussion. How do you turn this massive industry-wide crisis into your personal opportunity? Because for every company that's struggling with this stuff, there is a desperate need for an expert guide to show them the path forward. I mean, just look at this. It lays out the shift perfectly. On one side, you've got the past, the crisis. That's hourly billing, staff augmentation, just throwing more bodies at a problem. But on the other side, you have the future, the opportunity. That's all about value-based pricing, true specialized expertise, and AI-powered teams. Every single pain point on the left creates a high-value demand on the right. Let me give you 2 huge service areas that are blowing up right now. First, transformation program consulting. Companies need experts who can connect the IT plan with the people plan. It's not enough to recommend tech. You have to help them build the team that can actually use it. And second, and this one is critical, is helping firms transition to value-based pricing. Almost nobody knows how to do this without tanking their revenue. If you can show them how, you become absolutely essential. All right, let's zoom out for a second. What we're witnessing here isn't just a tech shift. It is a complete and total restructuring of the entire industry. The very definition of a tech services firm is being rewritten right before our eyes.
And here is the single most important rule in this new game. In a chaotic, messy transition like this, deep, hands-on expertise is worth way more than just being big. This means that small, specialized players, the ones who can actually implement this stuff, can now run circles around the giant firms that just deliver fancy slide decks. So, what does a winning firm look like in this new world? Well, the services that are going to dominate from 2025 on, they're all going to be built on three essential interconnected pillars. Here they are. This is the recipe for success. You need deep, practical AI implementation skill. You need the ability to actually transform a company's talent. And you need a proven, repeatable model for delivering based on value. If you can bring all three of these to the table, you're not just selling a service anymore. You're selling survival. So, this all brings us to the final critical point. The tech services industry is being rebuilt from the ground up, starting today. The question is no longer if this is going to happen. The question is who is going to lead it and who's going to profit from it. And that's the fundamental question for every single person listening to this. Are you going to be one of the expert guides who helps companies navigate this seismic shift? Or are you going to be a bystander just watching as the industry you once knew disappears? If you are in IT consulting, recruiting, or professional services of any kind, this is your moment. The demand for real, hands-on expertise is absolutely exploding. The urgency from companies facing that 30% revenue cliff is intense. And the ones that wait, they're going to be the ones that make up that 45% statistic. The choice is yours. Make sure you subscribe for more deep dives on navigating this AI transformation because we have to build this future.